Hi everybody all at once. This is Theo Cedar Jones on February 10th, 2017, and this video blog is titled, Don't Hate on Donald Trump, but Act from the Power of Prior Unity. So I've observed with shock and horror people who I used to consider like pretty positive entertainers, like, not like overtly evil people, like Stephen Colbert, Sarah Silverman, Madonna, and Rosie O'Donnell, and seeing one of them threaten that they wanted to blow up the White House, seeing others imply that he might be assassinated, or that that he cannot be converted, he won't hear our voices, that he can't be reached. And I've seen so many people who are friends, people that I know, express such hatred and negativity towards Donald Trump and take up a righteous cause of resistance against him in a blanket fashion, like as though everything he does is wrong and evil, and that he can't be reached in any way, and that he has to be gotten rid of, and that it's okay to bash on him as much as you want. It's okay to vent all the hatred and negativity that you feel like, that's somehow okay to do, and that's somehow even in any way going to help the social discourse or help our process in this country. So honestly, these people who I thought were like positive entertainers, or at least semi-benign, and these people who I thought were good Democrats, and these people who I thought were leftists and cared about the people, I'm just feeling like, no, you need to step back and do not resist or hate on Trump in a blanket fashion, but be discriminating in what you resist about his policies. So basically, you got to resist Trump on the right issues, but not overall or in a blanket fashion or indiscriminate way. Support him when he does right. For example, he stopped TPP. That's a very good thing. And he has demonstrably supported gay people by holding up the LGBT flag. No Republican has ever done that. And thirdly, he has helped to spark a great revival in our activism in this country and maybe around the world. So we need to thank him for those things. Now, when it comes to these oil pipeline deals that he seems to be greenlighting, that's a non-starter. Anything to do with petroleum as a source of energy is a non-starter. All petroleum as a source of energy must be phased out, is being phased out, and no, we will absolutely not accept any more pipelines on Native American lands, and will not accept any more disrespect towards Native Americans or violations of their sovereignty. So I absolutely encourage us all to resist Donald Trump's attempt to put pipelines for oil or gas or anywhere in this country or anywhere else in the world. So you see, we have to exercise discrimination in how we resist Trump. And we absolutely must do it from the heart and with love and on the operating basis of prior unity, not on an us versus them righteous attitude that he's all wrong and we're all right. Because one of the faults in the positions of these people hating on Trump is that they haven't looked at themselves. They haven't admitted their own complicity in the fact that they're paying tax dollars for these wars and false flags and nuclear weapons, and they're partaking in this march towards consumerism and self-destruction, and they bought into the lie of the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton. So I exhort you, I implore you to adopt the methods tried and true of Gandhi and Martin Luther King when we resist Trump on those issues that he deserves to be resisted on, that we do it with love, we do it from the heart, and we do it on the operating basis of prior unity. Because when you ventilate and indulge your hatred and negativity against Trump, you are degrading yourself spiritually and making yourself further subject to manipulations by the cabal, which are delighted when we fall prey to their divide and conquer strategies. Now, we have to consider the fact that most of us who are judging Donald Trump are doing so on the basis of not having a full understanding of the scope of the wrongdoings. But I assure you, Donald Trump is in a position, perhaps better than any president in history, to know the full scale and scope of the secret shadow government and the cabal and all of the full scope of wrongdoings. Now, we as citizens need to catch up and be critical of Donald Trump from a position that is informed, specifically informed about those wrongdoings which are so deep and so profound that they have not been disclosed by the mainstream media for the most part. And examples of these are these are the things you need to educate yourself about in order to hold Donald Trump to account for these grave wrongdoings that must be addressed. Number one is Pizzagate and satanic pedophilia and child sacrifice amongst the elites. 2, 9/11 is an inside job. 3, the disclosure of extraterrestrials on planet Earth. 4, the ending of the Federal Reserve. 5, the ending of the cabal on planet Earth. 6, Fukushima is a false flag. 7, Nizara, the global financial reset, global collateral funds. And 8, the cabal's attempts at depopulation and enslavement of the human race. We as citizens need to be educated about these grave wrongdoings, these serious items that have been suppressed by the mainstream media, in order to prioritize the things that we're going to be resisting Donald Trump about. We have to hold him to account for the gravest wrongdoings and not just accept the list of grievances that the mainstream media is presenting to us. We have to get on the internet and do this research about these cataclysmically huge issues, that any one of which, the disclosure of Pizzagate, the disclosure of 9/11 as an inside job, the disclosure of extraterrestrials on this planet, the disclosure of the fact that the Fed is the cabal, and that the cabal is, for the first time in thousands of years, about to be vanquished, potentially on Donald Trump's watch. The cabal that wants Donald Trump dead are delighted to see you pour your hatred and negativity onto him because you're doing their work for them. Don't imagine that there's a better approach than active nonviolence and a love-based and prior unity-based strategy that always works to contain the things that Donald Trump does wrong until he is fully converted from doing any negative actions. Like Gandhi and Martin Luther King, our strategy assumes that everyone is part of the human family, that there are no enemies, and that we are converting everyone to peace in the heart as the operating present time basis for addressing all problems. And if you're still deciding your positions based on allegiance to Hillary Clinton or the Democratic Party or the mainstream media, then you are part of the problem. In the scale of actual, measurable harms, Donald Trump does not have anywhere near the track record of foreign policy disasters or false flag atrocities that only lifelong political insiders like the Bushes and the Clintons are in the position to perpetrate. The Democrats The left and many so-called progressives have been corrupted and co-opted from without by the cabal and from within by their own egos. The Democratic Party and the Republican parties are dead. They have no moral basis for any sustainable future, and you can't trust Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren because they have been compromised. Then who can you trust? Who's left? Who can you trust? Well, let me tell you. You can trust me. You can trust me because I have affirmed my allegiance to everybody all at once since 2007, and I have a track record to prove it. And you can trust yourself when you awaken from your ego self-contraction and the phony social matrix that you are embedded in. And you can trust Adida, Samraj, and the true spiritual masters, and you can trust the Global Cooperative Forum. And if you want to get involved with that, please go to globalcooperativeforum2013.weebly.com and join us on Monday night open conversations about Prior Unity and the Global Cooperative Forum. And again, when you resist Donald Trump, do it over specific issues that you know to be right, that you must resist him on, and then support him when he does right, and surround him with love and light and protection. That is actually the best prayer and energy to put towards him, not any negativity. Even when he does wrong, resist him in a nonviolent, active manner, but with positive heart love. And that is our strongest position, and that is our best strategy with regards to Donald Trump.